All right, I want to take a few minutes to give you a tour of the review materials that I have posted to Schoology that may be useful as you start this final push to getting ready for the AP Physics exam. Though if you are someone where you'd rather just click around and see what's there, feel free to just turn off this video and explore yourself. So first up, on the main page, I've got this folder that is Try 1 and 2 folders. If you go in here, you should find everything that I posted to Schoology so far this year. So you can find old packets, you can find board meeting summaries, anything that I posted to Schoology this year should be in these folders. If there is something that you remember being posted that you can't find, please feel free to either email me or post to this questions forum that's in the course information folder, and I should be able to find it and get it added. Now, this dedicated review materials folder, these are some resources that past students have tended to find useful in preparing for the exam. This first link will take you to a PowerPoint that I've shown in class that is just some basic info on the AP Physics exam. Once I know what adjustments the College Board is making for this really unusual situation, I'll make sure I update that so you know what to expect from this year's AP Physics exam. This document is all of the learning targets for this course. So everything that you've been assessed on should be listed here, including all those bullets that describe in more detail what does that learning target look like. So that can be a useful way to review just what you're expected to know. And then you can use the document outline to jump around in this document a little bit. There we go. Okay. Next thing on here, something that last year students requested that I have not had a chance to put together for this year yet is a summary of all of the labs that we did. This just has a short description and it has some pictures of whiteboards and the lab setup. I was doing a daily blog last year, so I usually had a lot of photos to support that. I don't have as many photos this year. And then some of these labs are going to be a little bit different since, for example, this angular motion model, we're going to be doing entirely online, and we won't have a chance to do some of these. So we may not, for example, have a chance to do this lab, but you can see what some of those setups might look like. And then there is a lot of overlap between labs that students did last year and labs that you did. For example, we did this impulse lab where we attached a cart to an elastic string, which was then attached to a force sensor. So feel free to review that. And then something I usually do at the start of our AP review is model summaries, which we have done at the end of the term for final exam review. But last year we did get these for every major model for this year. So some things that you haven't had a chance to do in-person model summaries yet. And so I went ahead and I posted last year's model summaries so that you can use that as a resource as you're reviewing. There we go. Sorry, my computer's a little slow. All right, these next things are source. This is a document that someone else put together that is a packet that essentially summarizes everything to know for the AP Physics 1 exam. And so if you read through this and have everything on here in your head and have a good understanding of all of that, you are going to be set to do really, really well on the AP Physics exam. The trick is being able to apply this, is being able to not just recite this information, but being able to apply it to new contexts and things like that, so have that deep understanding. But this can be something useful to read over just to help reinforce what are the things you have to know. All right, the next thing in here is this AP Physics 1 released free response document. So what I do is each year when the free response come out, I add links to PDFs. I've got these organized by problem type. So for example, if you know you want to work on some experimental design problems, this will take you to the PDF that has the 2019 exam, and this tells you that problem number 3 is the experimental design problem from that year. I also link to the scoring guide that you can use to check your work, and then I have over here what the topic is. Now, if you prefer to focus on reviewing a certain topic, you can jump to this section, which is on page 2. If you know you want to work on some circuits problems, this again takes you to the PDF, tells you which problem to focus on, has the scoring guide, and then this in parentheses is a code for which type of free response is it, and I've got the key for those right over there. So feel free to make use of that as well. This Flipping Physics review playlist. This is a guy who teaches... Oops. There we go. This guy teaches his course as a flipped course, so he has a lot of video lectures, and he does a pretty nice job with them, though he is a little bit of a character, as you can probably guess from the hair and the tie-dyed polo. But he's got a lot of really nice explanations, and this playlist takes you through all of his videos for AP Physics 1. He also has a page of review resources that I've linked. There we go. Schoology's been running a little bit slow lately. And so you can get to his playlist, you can get to exam solutions, and then other resources that he's posted. This is a blog post from a friend of mine who's done AP Physics reading for a few years, and she wrote a really nice post on some things or advice from an AP grader for students. She does have kind of a sarcastic tone, which I think actually makes it kind of fun to read. But I think it's worth reading as a student getting ready to take the exam. These two are some content-specific ones. These are just some really nice games for reviewing. Graphing Challenge is a great way to work on position time and velocity time graphs, though unfortunately the web version is Flash-based. I believe there is a iPad and iPhone version of this game. I think it's called Action Graphing. I'm not sure if it's free or if it costs a little bit of money right now. And then Crack the Circuit. This is a HTML5 game. That's just a good review of circuits, plus it's kind of fun. And looks like I'm having a little trouble loading it right now. So there you go. That's what I've posted in the review materials. Feel free to make use of those. Feel free to talk to me, to post questions. My goal is to do my best to support you in being successful on the AP Physics exam in spite of the really unusual circumstances this year.